When I was in the 3rd grade, I thought that I was gay, cause I could draw, my uncle was, and I kept my room straight. I told my mom, tears rushing down my face, she's like, Ben, you've loved girls since before pre-K, tripping. Yeah, I guess she had a point, didn't she? Bunch of stereotypes all in my head. I remember doing the math, like, yeah, I'm good at Little League, a preconceived idea of what it all meant, but those that like the same, I don't know.
And I can't change, even if I tried, if I wanted to. I can't change, even if I tried, even if I wanted to. My love, my love, my love, she keeps me warm. She keeps me warm. She keeps me warm. She keeps me warm.
If I was gay, I would think hip-hop hates.
I'm all for it.
I think it's a good thing because people can be different.
I think that if you want to be who you are, go for it.
I'm 100% supportive.
It's no one else needs to judge you.
And not be afraid to be different.
It's who you are.
I believe that you are born being gay or being lesbian, and that is something that you cannot change.
I support it. I think that it's really good to support tolerance and stuff.
I support it 100%.
Especially since a lot of people get discriminated against. So
they like each other, why does it matter? It's not your relationship, you shouldn't be doing anything with it, you shouldn't be complaining about it.
I mean, I feel like everybody deserves the right to marry the person that they want to be with, whether they're straight or not.
I just don't see the problem of how somebody else's relationship matters to you when it's not your relationship or marriage or whatever the hell you want. I'm sorry, I can't say that, huh?
Yeah, you can. You're good.
I can't change, even if I tried, even if I wanted to.
Well, I think as a Christian, I have beliefs that inform my ideas about human sexuality, and I think what has changed is not necessarily my beliefs, but the way that I believe that those beliefs should impact other people. I think there are people who have used beliefs as a reason to say that someone has less value as a human being or less worth as a human being. I've come to the conclusion that that shouldn't be the case, that every person has dignity, value, and worth because that's how they were created. Regardless of your feelings on human sexuality, someone shouldn't have to agree with you to be treated with kindness and respect.
We turn our back on the cause till the day that my uncles can be united by law. When kids aren't walking around the hallway plagued by pain in their heart.
When I was in middle school and high school, I remember hearing a lot from family and friends that anyone in the LGBT community was a sinner, was wrong, it was abnormal. Just very negative associations with the community in general.
When I was in high school, you know, the typical teenage guy and middle school teenage guy, it was acceptable to use, derogatory terms about gay, trans, lesbian, males and females, and it was something that I realized in college after taking a lot of courses and being around more people exposed to more diverse populations that that wasn't right, and it made me more accepting. And
so what I was doing was regurgitating and repeating what I had heard family members say, what I heard my mom say, or what I heard my dad say, without stopping and thinking about what I actually felt or what I actually thought.
I actually got involved in the Western Oregon University Safe Zone, and that was a place, similar to the GSA that we have here, where people come to be allies of gay, lesbian, trans students, people.
I was very ignorant about it. I didn't know. I hadn't talked to someone in the community. I hadn't educated myself on the issues.
It opened my eyes to the issues that are going on with those students, with those individuals.
And so that led me to just repeat things that were untrue, that were false.
I'm very proud of how far I think schools have come and society's come in general.
That's when my opinion started to shift, and very much shifted when my brother came out.
Even if I tried, even if I wanted to, and I can't change.
I've had a very life-changing situation, and that my next door neighbor is gay.
I mean, I have family that are gay. I mean, I can't change them. They're still my family at the end of the day.
When Dina moved in, I thought that might be uncomfortable, and instead I can say I really love Dina. She's a fantastic neighbor. She has embraced my kids.
It's not like they're different or they have a disease or something. It's just them.
It's given me a opportunity to learn about a different lifestyle and exposure and become more open-minded.
And so as I was, growing up and starting to, feel attraction to people, I was really confused because I'm bisexual.
I didn't fully realize till about the summer of my 8th grade year, actually. I started realizing, but I didn't fully actually, comprehend what was going on.
Because I clearly didn't fit in with the straight category.
We're not any different from anyone else. We're all human.
I was really uncertain. I didn't really know who I was. There was no one that I could talk to about it because I just thought that there was something wrong with me.
I used to be called horrid names. I used to get beat up.
They should just try to get to know us better and not judge us before anything.
Because of said bullying, I used to usually just stay home after school, never go anywhere, always stay in my room, listen to music, just kind of, I don't know, I wasn't really too interested in the real world.
When I went to college, I had a best friend who I ended up falling in love with and realizing that that's who I want to spend the rest of my life with, and it happened to be a woman.
Well, I figured it out in, I think it was 7th grade.
It was about probably 3rd or 4th grade when I was I'm not really like the other boys because I hang out with mostly girls. I didn't really talk to any other boys, but I didn't really know what was different until about 6th or so grade. That was the time where I was learning about what gay was, and at the time it was just an insult, oh, that's so gay, guys. But I didn't exactly know what it was, and I said that once at home, and then my sister just instantly snapped and don't say that, it's not a bad thing, and she was actually kind enough to explain what it was, and then over the course of the next couple of years, I was oh, that kind of feels like what's happening.
And it wasn't until I got to college that I started meeting more people and, from all sorts of different backgrounds.
Yeah, it was never a thing for me. It wasn't even a conscious thought that, I like girls. It was never that. Yeah, it just started from so early that it never really registered. It wasn't anything.
And when I actually met Taylor, my freshman year in theater class in this bond, we were just friends at first, and then Halloween came around and we actually started talking.
And I actually had a boyfriend in college who was bisexual. And, and so he told me, and it was this light bulb going off. I'm like, wait, that's a real thing? You really? You don't have to choose? You can, this is a normal thing that other people feel too. And I was just that's awesome, right? And so that's when I just sort of realized it's oh, well, that's what I am. And I don't have to, there's nothing wrong with that.
It took until 8th grade for me to realize it. But when I was younger, I always thought of what would it be like? And I'm but I could never be gay. And then in the 8th grade, I realized, no, I'm pretty gay. And then in high school, I fully just came out.
That's where he met me.
My grandma and my aunt took a study day, went on the internet, looked for anything they could find to convince themselves that it was okay, and they managed to, before I ever told them anything, and that made me cry, because it's like, oh, they actually do kind of care a bit.
Maybe 6 months after, because she is the most religious out of everybody. And I lived with her, like, my grandmother is everything, and if she didn't approve, which I assumed she wouldn't, I didn't want to hear that she didn't approve, so I wouldn't even go see her for months.
And like, I didn't know how my parents would react to it because like, they had never known that I had liked girls because I never told them. But then my mom was completely okay with it, and it was just one of the best feelings in the world.
Oh, that was actually one of the best feelings I've ever had, because when someone's so close to you, you think that they're going to be disappointed in you. Like, I just had stress. I was stressed out, tense for weeks, months. And when I finally talked to her, I felt so relieved and happy and glad that that I knew that she felt that way. That I knew I didn't have to worry about it, that I was loved no matter what.
For me, it was never like, I'm afraid like my friends will hate me or like they'll leave me. Which I didn't know like how to bring it up. It's kind of an odd topic where you just be like, oh, by the way. But eventually I was just told my best friend, and I'm lucky enough and fortunate enough that she was totally okay with it, and we stayed friends for a very long time, and she's still a huge part of my life.
And so I think that that's when I really figured out who I was and accepted who I was and was okay with that, because I could finally say, well, yeah, this is me.
It didn't matter who you were. If I truly felt feelings for you, whether you're a man or a woman, transgender, anything, I am willing to try to make a relationship work with you.
Yeah, all my friends love Taylor, all my friends love us being together. They all love just who we are as a couple.
Yeah, the entire school is like, you guys are so adorable, stay together forever.
Just hearing about it, and just, it's really scary to know that in places like really far, far away, in places not far at all, people are being like attacked and beaten and tortured just because they're like me. Which is scary, and you know, that took its toll.
So your time as a teenager, I think, tends to be characterized by lots of experimentation, you know, trying to figure out where you fit in. And so you might join one group, and you know, maybe, you know, you think, okay, I'm an athlete, right? And so you go out for sports and you realize, well, I don't really fit in with that group, or maybe I'm an artist, or maybe I'm this or that. And sometimes you realize that you don't fit neatly into one group, that maybe you span multiple groups. And I think that people's sexual identity and gender identity can also be the same. But it can take a while to figure out exactly who you are. That you have to understand that who people are is not a reflection on you, right? It's not, everyone's identity and who they are internally is their own personal thing, and it doesn't affect other people, right? I mean, so, you know, the fact that I'm bisexual has nothing to do with anyone else. It doesn't affect their lives in any way.
I feel like you really know when you have family or friends and around people who are in the gay community, who are different than you, and once you experience them and see that there's nothing weird about it, or there's nothing bad about them, then you realize, oh, what was I thinking? This person's awesome. It doesn't matter how they see relationships. What matters is who they are as a person.
GSA is the Gay Straight Alliance, and it is a student club that meets after school Wednesdays in my classroom every week. And the purpose of the club is to provide a safe space for students who are gay and lesbian, transgender, bisexual, but also their straight supporters, who we term allies, right? So that's why it's known as the Gay Straight Alliance, is that it is trying to create those bonds and that support system for people who have friends that are gay, people who are gay, people who don't know that much about people who are gay and want to find out more, and also so that's why GSA is organizing the Day of Silence, which is happening today, this Friday, And so they started holding these one day a year where people would pledge to be silent in support of the issue and to raise awareness of all of the students who are suffering in silence because of being different.
And be who they are. And a certificate on paper isn't gonna solve it all, but it's a damn good place to start.
My advice is to believe in yourself first and know how you feel is right. Know that what you're thinking is the way you are and the way you want to live your life and love people.
Can you only treat someone with respect if they agree with your perspective? And the answer to that should be absolutely not. You should be able to treat anyone with respect and kindness, regardless of whether you agree with them, hopefully on any issue.
Well, I guess I just want to say that if you think about all of the difficulties that you've had in high school, right? Trying to find where you fit in, trying to find, who you are and who you belong with. The students who are gay and lesbian and transgendered and bisexual, they're going through all of that and more, right? Because they a lot of times don't feel like they can be open and honest about who they are, and they may not even understand it themselves. And so I just want to encourage everyone to think a little bit more about each other and making sure that you are being open and supportive as best you can.
It gets better. That's stereotypical. It does, though.